Hello everyone. In the previous video, we discussed about this scheduling, and today we are going to discuss about the various algorithms that are used for scheduling of the disk in operating system. And these are FIFO, first in first out. Second one is SSTF, shortest seek time first. Then scan algorithm. Then C-scan, that is circular scan algorithm. Then look and circular look algorithms, which are the extended versions of scan and C-scan algorithms. So let's proceed with one by one. So for discussion of the scheduling algorithms, we'll be having an example for each and every disk scheduling algorithm. And as you see, there are several algorithms exist to schedule the servicing of disks input output operations. So we will illustrate these requests with a request queue of from 0 to 199, and we will be having a disk read request with the sequence or a string with the disk locations as 98, 183, then 37, then 122, then 14, then 124, then 65, and then 67. This is a read request queue that is given to be read by the operating system in our example. And first of all, the head pointer will be at 53 location. That means the read write head current location reside at 53. So let's proceed. So first algorithm is first come first served. As the name suggests, the request that comes first will be serviced first by the system. In this process, requests in the order that the requests are made. That means in this the process follows a particular sequence of the requests that are required by the process. So this is a fair algorithm to all the processes, as by the process which particular block is required will be requested first. And it approaches random scheduling in performance if there are many processes. That means if the process number of processes are many more, so this process is lacking in the performance. That means the performance will be poor. So let's get it through the example. Our queue is 98, 183, 37, 122, 14, 124, 65, and 67. And our head starts at 53 initially. So starting from 53, the head first will move to 98 location. Then it will move to the 183 location. From 183, it will backtrack to 37. Then from 37, it will be moving to 122 as per the queue. Then after 122, it will move to 14. Then 14 to it will move to 124. Then from 124 location, it will move to 65, and from 65 to 67. That means it will follow a contiguous approach in the queue. The first element will be served first, and so on till the last track is encountered by the read write heads of the sector. In this, as you can see, by starting from 53 and moving till the end, the total head movement is there of 640 cylinders. This number of head movement demonstrates the performance of the system, as the number of head movement will be less, the performance will be high. That means less movement, less seek time, and better performance, as we have discussed in the previous video. So for the string, FCFS generates 640 cylinder head movement. Then we move forward to the next algorithm, that is shortest seek time fast or shortest service time fast, SSTF. As the name suggests, in this algorithm the system selects the disk input output request that requires the least movement of the disk, in which the seek time is less, that will be chosen first from its current position. So it always chooses the minimum seek time, and a new request may be chosen before an existing request. That means if a particular queue of head movements is there with us, and after that, after the starting of the process by the algorithm, some other request arises from the process, other processes, and that is with less seek time, so that will be processed first, besides the requests that are made earlier and were already in the queue waiting for the turn to come. It will avoid those requests who are already, but with the shortest seek time it will catch up that request first. So that is shortest seek time first. It selects the request with minimum seek time from the current head position. Also, it is a form of SGF scheduling, as we have discussed earlier in the operating system concepts, CPU scheduling. In that, shortest job first scheduling algorithm was there, which was selecting the job with the shortest duration of execution. And same is the concept applies in SSTF, shortest seek time first, which may cause starvation of some requests. Also, let's move to the example. So we are having the same queue and the same starting point of the heads. So when the head start from the location 53, it checks for the shortest seek time, and that is 65. So the head will move from 53 to 65. Then next shortest is 67. Then from 67 it will move to 37, that is next shortest. Then from 37 it will move to 14. Then from 14 it will move to 98. After 98 it will move to 122. Then it will move to 124, and then from 124 it will move to 183 location. So from all these movements, in this, what approach is done? The shortest seek time from the current location of the head has been chosen as the next target, and till the end of the queue. So in this example, as you can see, the total head movement will be 236 cylinders. Earlier in the FCFS it was 640 cylinders movement, head movement, but in SSTF it is only it is reduced to only 236 cylinders. So as we have discussed, the as the head movement is less, the performance is better. So SSTF is much better than the FCFS algorithm. Next algorithm comes scan algorithm. In the scan algorithm, R moves in one direction only, satisfying all the outstanding requests until there is no more request in that direction. And then the service direction is reversed. That means from the current position of the head, the algorithm starts in one direction, either in the left side of the current position or in the right side of the current position. That depends upon the situation or defined by the system. And when started in one direction, it will be approaching all the requests in that direction till the end, till further no request is there in that direction. And after processing all the requests in that direction, the heads will reverse their direction and move in the other direction to fulfill the remaining requests that come in the way of the head movement, and all the requests in the other direction will be satisfied. This is how all the requests will be satisfied in the scan algorithm. Also, after reaching the last request in a particular direction, it will touch the ends of the particular disk, and then it will move to the other direction. So it is basically favored for the requests for those tracks who are near to the ends of the disk. Sometimes the scan algorithm is also known as the elevator algorithm because it steps in one direction first and then it steps in the other direction, just like the elevators that move in particular buildings. So in this, disk arm starts at one end of the disk and moves towards the end, servicing requests until it gets to the other end of the disk, where the head movement is reserved and servicing continues, sometimes called as the elevator algorithm. As let's move to the example. So in scan algorithm, with the same queue, the head current location is 53 and it will start moving in the left direction first. From 53 it will move to 37, then from after 37 next request is 14, and then it will touch the end of the disk. This is the end of the disk point, which is not in the queue, which is not in the request queue, but algorithm after the last request, the head will go to the end of the disk and then will turn its direction in the reverse side, and then it will move in the reverse direction and will satisfy 53, then it will satisfy 65 and 67. Sorry, 53 was already been covered. From 0 it will directly move to 65, then 67, then it will move to 98. After 98 it will move to 90, 122, then 124, and then 183, where all the request has been satisfied. And through this scenario, you in this algorithm you get the head movement of 208 cylinders, 208 cylinders, which is less than SSTF and FCFS, where FCFS was with 640 cylinder movements, and in SSTF it was 236 cylinder movement, but in scan it is only 208 cylinders movement. So it is better than both the algorithms that we have discussed earlier. Then comes C-scan, circular scan algorithm. So in C-scan, it restricts the scanning of the request to one direction only. That is, when the last track has been visited in one direction, the arm is returned to the opposite end of the disk and then scan begins again in the same direction. Let's understand this with an example. So in C-scan, it provides a more uniform wait time than scan. In this, head moves from one end of the disk to the other, servicing requests as it goes. When it reaches the other end, it immediately returns to the beginning of the disk and then without servicing any requests on the return trip. That means When returning back to the beginning, it will not serve any request, and then again it will start servicing in the same direction. It treats the cylinders as a circular list that wraps around from the last cylinder to the first cylinder. So let's proceed with an example. Uh, Head movement starts from 53 position. From that it will move to 65, then 67, then 98, then 122, then 124, and then 183. After that it will move to the end of the disk, that, that is end point, and from end point it will track back to the beginning, that is to the zero location of the disk. From the end it will track back to the beginning of the disk, but in the trackback path there is no request satisfied by the algorithm, and then it again starts servicing the requests in the same direction, and then it services the request 14, and after that it services the request 37, and the total all the requests are being serviced in the same manner. So as you can see in this algorithm, uh, you have to check the total number of head movements is uh, we have to calculate it. So the total head movement in C-scan algorithm is 167 cylinders. So it is further less than the scan algorithm. So it is the best algorithm to be used. Then comes look and see look algorithms. These are the enhanced or extended versions of scan and C-scan algorithms respectively. In these algorithms, ARM only goes as far as the last request in each direction and then reverses direction immediately without first going all the way to the end of the disk. That means, as let's understand this with a diagram and example. So this is the look algorithm, which is same as scan algorithm, but after you can see after the head movement at 183 position, it directly moves back to the other request without going to the end of the disk. So this is the reduced overhead in look algorithm as compared to scan algorithm. And same is the in the CLOOK algorithm. You can see that after the head movement at 183 position, it tracks back to the last request in the other direction, that is 14. It does not go to the end of the disk. It will be to the last request in that direction, and from 14 it will track back to 37. So this these algorithms look and see a look will reduce the overhead of the movement of head from the last request to the end of the disk in both the directions. So this overhead gets reduced in these algorithms. This is another example that is shown with all the algorithms: FIFOs, SSTF scan, C-scan, and look. So you can also go through this example. So this is all about the disk scheduling algorithms in operating system. If you find any difficulty or problem, you can contact me on my contact details. No problem in that. Till then, thank you very much. Have a nice day.